When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people in America lives with a mental illness? Do you have the communication skills to help out if one is in a crisis? What if it's your best friend? Maybe your son or daughter? Well, crisis intervention isn't new. The book Crisis Intervention 101 is. It's easy to read, include links to 2 videos, and it's under $10. Get your copy of Crisis Intervention 101 today on Amazon.com, because we all need help in a crisis.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSinstitute.com.
Stuck in a boring, low-paid job? By 2017, there will be a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity jobs worldwide. If you have a technical background but don't have a computer certification, you're being drastically underpaid. In months, you could be qualified for a new job in information technology, making real money with real job security. A new career is just a few clicks away at thecodeoflearning.com.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
Yes, you're listening to me. Yours truly. Rod Eccles. I only have one nickname. That's Rod. You want it? That's it. And I'm I'm sure by now from the left I have many more nicknames, but I really only know of and really pay attention to one, and that's Elrod. You're free to call me whatever you want, I guess. We do live in the United States of America. We do have, freedom of speech and expression. Oh, wait a minute. Not necessarily. Here's a story from
WND.com, court doesn't allow First Amendment. Yeah. I know, right? You're probably thinking you didn't hear that right. Well, let me tell you, when that came across my news feed earlier today, I was sure I didn't read that right. Here's the story. The First Amendment will become little more than window dressing on a store window, pretty to look at, but serving little real purpose unless what opponents describe as a court-created exemption to the Constitution is overturned. Have you ever heard a court exemption to the Constitution? When did the court have the power to suspend the Constitution? When does any court in these United States of America have the power to suspend and pick and choose what's in the Constitution? Folks, are you not hearing me? Now, that's the story continues. That's the argument of attorneys John W. Whitehead of the Rutherford Institute and affiliate Jeffrey Light, who are representing a man who was arrested for holding a sign in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. They have filed a petition for rehearing by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia in Hodge versus Tolkien. The court earlier this year affirmed a ban on expressive activities such as handing out leaflets or carrying a sign on the U.S. Supreme Court Plaza, the publicly owned Supreme Court Plaza, the area in front of the steps of the building. Now, you have to understand they are creating a buffer zone on government property. Now, let me remind you, the government is not an entity unto itself. The government is we the people. So the government is establishing itself as an entity unto itself and deciding that its property is off limits to you and the Constitution. Do you understand what I'm... Y'all aren't hearing me. Now look, you liberals out there listening, you know what that means. That means that you can't have signs when you're protesting either on government property. You want to go out there and protest and keep Planned Parenthood funding alive? Well, you can't do it on government property, according to this ruling. This is danger for everyone, not just the right, not just the left, not just the middle. Every single one of us has just been told that the court, not even the Supreme Court, but an appellate court, a U.S. Court of Appeals, a lower court has just said that the court has the right and the ability to suspend the Constitution wherever, whenever they damn well please. Oh, no. You don't. Now, you lefties out there should be more incensed than us on the right, because you guys are the ones that are really always out. You want to talk about Occupy Wall Street? Nope. You can't do it in front of the courthouse now. You can't do it in government property. Nope. No. Y'all will get arrested. Court said so. You can't do it. Not allowed. Constitution does not apply here. Now, the court earlier this year affirmed a ban on excessive activities such as handing out those leaflets and carrying signs and such. If citizens cannot stand out in the open and voice their disapproval of their government, its representatives, and its policies without fearing prosecution, then the First Amendment is a little more than window dressing on a store window. Pretty to look at, but serving little real purpose, said attorney Whitehead. John W. Whitehead. For 60 years, the Supreme Court has had a rule criminalizing excessive First Amendment activity on the Supreme Court Plaza. What the hell is excessive First Amendment activity. One man standing on the plaza carrying a sign is excessive First Amendment activity? I'm not speechless. I'm just incredulous. Do you understand what that means? Folks, do you fully recognize and understand? It means that our government has basically decided and stated, starting about 60 years ago, that no, the Constitution is no longer relevant, and you do not have any rights other than the rights that the government says that you have. And then you only have the rights the government says you have when the government decides you have them. And where you have them. Now, earlier tonight on the right group, and that's 90.7 on the FM dial in Manchester, New Hampshire, we talked a little bit about this kind of stuff. And I said that we, the people, have the government we deserve, that we elected. Now, some on the panel, tried to argue that, well, maybe we don't because not everybody votes for it. I got what they were saying about that. No, there are a number of us who did not vote for it. We didn't vote for Clinton. We didn't vote for Obama. And if we were within their districts, we did not vote for Pelosi. We did not vote for Boxer. We did not vote for Harry Reid. I get that. We voted for more conservative people. I understand that, and many of us voted for constitutional conservatives, Tea Party members, and the like, on and on and on. I get that. But in reality, when it comes right down to it, we all still voted. But that's all we did. Sure, I am on the air, spouting all kinds of constitutional stuff of what I believe to be constitutional logic. But far too many of us on the right do not take what the left does to heart. We don't spread the word. We sit quietly in our homes or in our cars and we nod and we agree. I used to be like that. I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh say, yeah, Rush is right. Yeah, man, go get him, Rush, yeah. And then I wouldn't say anything to anybody about anything political, really. Sure, I'd go and vote, but I didn't do much else from that. I didn't participate in any political campaigns because I didn't like politicians. I didn't do any of that. And then I thought, well, I got a blog. I'm going to blog about this stuff. The blogs came around. I'm going to blog. And then I thought, well, one day I got too mad at my computer while writing a blog, and I thought, well, maybe I should do an audio blog instead. And then I came across Blog Talk Radio and thought, well, okay, yeah, I'm just going to go out there and for a half hour, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, I'm just going to shout on the radio, get my frustration out. That's what I'm going to do. And then I realized people started listening. I started getting calls. And then I realized, you know what? I have a bigger responsibility than just being an angry black man. Angry conservative black man. I have a responsibility as a citizen of this country to try to explain and talk to other citizens of this country why they should be voting for a different type of government. That's why I'm doing this. But see, most of you out there don't have a microphone, but you still have a voice. And if you do what I did at first, if you just nod your head in your car and bang your steering wheel and agree, yeah, that's right, and you go home and don't say a damn thing to anybody else about it, then you did exactly what I did.